back up from last week here in James chapter 4, and we're also going to look at the end of James chapter 3. So if you were here last week, you know we began what is probably going to be a three-part sermon on this need to be a peacemaker in divisive situations where there is disrupted harmony in relationships. You notice this diagram that I gave you last week. The goal of the peacemaker is to be in this category right here, and we'll be talking about that. Last week we covered the left side of that. Today we are at least going to get through that right side and hopefully begin to look at a few things there in that center, and we'll wrap it up, Lord willing, next week. Here in James chapter 4, we have finished the book of James. Now we've kind of backed up. He's talking about the nature and source of conflicts. Notice if we begin reading here in chapter 3 and verse 14, he looks out to the people, picture this, that he's writing to. He can picture them in his mind. But if you have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descended not from above, but is earthly. It's sensual. It's devilish. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work. But the wisdom that comes down from God, but the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality, without hypocrisy. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace. From whence, now look at this, from whence comes wars and fightings among you? To the congregation, we're talking about outward contentions. Come they not hence, even of your own lust that war in your members? And that's internal, inward conflict. Because these members, or these people, had inward conflict that were described by the individuals in verse 14 there of chapter 3, and then also in verse 16 of chapter 3,